Hello and welcome to the Climbing Daily Friday Gear Show. On today's show, we're going to be looking at my personal climbing equipment and launching an awesome photo and video competition. Roll the logo. So I've recently had a shoulder operation, which has left me a lot of time sitting on my sofa. To take up the time, I thought I'd reorganise my trad rack, and this gave me an idea for the show. Now, I talk a lot about gear. What I have, what I want to own, what I use. So I thought I'd put my money where my mouth is and show you what I have. This feels a bit like publishing my tax return. So that's my trad rack. Now I've built that up over a couple of years, adding bits to it as I go along. When I lived in the UK, I mainly trad climbed on the Gritstone up in the Peak District, a little bit on limestone, a few trips to North Wales and sport climbing on the south coast of Britain. I've also been abroad a lot, both sport climbing and trad climbing and mountaineering. So this rack I can adjust to suit my needs on different types of rock. I'll be honest, there's not a whole load of Scottish winter stuff on here because I try to avoid that as much as possible. So first up, cams. Now I wanted the lightest set on the market, and at the time they were the Wild Country helium cams. Single axle, big range of movement, thumb loop, which I love, and so light. I twinned them with a DMM Phantom draw, which at 28 grams is just stupid light. Now these are getting a bit old and I'm looking to upgrade them. The problem is the stem is quite long and they tend to walk into placements a little bit. When I have the cash, I'm going to buy a set of the new Wild Country Friends because honestly, I think they're the sexiest things on the market at the moment. So I'll be getting some of them. Next up, I bought a second set of DMM 4CUs. Now this is sort of like a backup set to my heliums, and because these are dual axle and bomb proof, I can use them when I alpine climb. They're really cool, look a bit ugly, look a bit weird to be honest with you, but they do work really well and have an extendable draw so you can extend placements and don't need to carry as many quick draws. DMM actually, well, one of the DMMs actually gave me this special gold one for my birthday once, which I've never used. Cheers, DMM. One tip I would give you is pick up some of these size 2 red cams. I place loads of these on every route I seem to get on and they're really useful, so keep a few on your harness. Now I bang on about this alien cam a lot because I'm really superstitious about it, but it is fantastic. Really flexible and bendy, and it fits into crazy small and weird places. Always keep it on my harness, love it to bits. And finally, moving on to micro gear. I don't have very many of these, but this is the Black Diamond X4. Amazingly beautifully designed and super tiny. I try to avoid placing this as much as possible. So there you have it. Let's move on to nuts. I've got a double set of DMM nuts. Now, although inevitably over the years I've lost a few and found a few, I try to stick to just one brand of nut. That way they don't differ in sizes too much on your harness. Now I rack mine into large ones and small ones. And I've got them on 2 different carabiners, one of which, this one, is super bad. I need to swap it out. Make sure you rack them on an oval carabiner. That means there's plenty of room to move them around when you're sort of grabbing at them, and there's nothing to snag on for the nose. I need to get another one of these. So I've got a few locking gate carabiners on my harness, like this DMM one, which is perfect for anchors. And I keep a few bigger HMS ones. This is the Mammut Mythios, something like that, Methi something. These are really good if you're trying to fit lots of rope on for rigging a rope anchor. Or these can be used if you manage to drop your belay device and you need a munter hitch to abseil on, which I've never done, ish. I've got to mention this because Kong gave it to us when we visited their factory. Thank you, EpicTV. No, thank you guys. Haven't used it yet. I will though. So belay devices. Now for everyday use, I tend to use this Black Diamond Bug with one of these mini little HMS beaners on it. This is great for just all round everything. If I'm up in the mountains, I'll use this Black Diamond guide plate, which is sort of works a little bit auto-blocking-y and is just really good for guide mode in the mountains. And I'm testing this Beal Air Force 3 device, which I'm not convinced by yet, but I'll let you guys know. It's kind of cool, but I need to use it a little bit more. Now, auto-locking wise, I've got a Gree 2 for sport climbing duties, which is just so much better than the old Gree, and a really cool and bright blue, which as you know is my favorite color. And then recently I've been given this Petzl Gree Plus, which I don't think is actually out on the market yet, and it's got my name on it, which is super cool. Sometimes my job is amazing. I have a few slings on my harness of different lengths with either gates like this or a screw gate. These are great for sort of extending placements if there's like an overhang, or looping around or through threading rock placements for a gear placement basically. These are also really useful for anchors, although if I'm at a single pitch venue, I tend to bring up one of these big 240, I think it's 240, huge big bits of cordelette, which you can use for a big anchor. Well, I nearly caught my face then. Embarrassing. Big anchor or round a rock, or actually for the anchors on top of southern sandstone if you're setting up a top rope. Okay, nut keys. I use this Wild Country extendable one, and the nut keys are used for sort of wiggling out stuck nuts or hooking onto those cams that have walked into a deep crack. What I love about this is you can attach it to your harness and then extend it for hard to reach places without dropping it. And I've dropped a few in the past, so this is brilliant. Finally, Quickdraws. Now I have one set that I use for pretty much everything, and that's the old version of the Black Diamond posi wire with a few other random draws that I found at Crags thrown in for good measure. Now I'd like to have a specialized draw, so like a really lightweight one for trad climbing or a sort of more strong bomb-proof one for sport climbing. Honestly, I can't afford it, so I just use one set for everything, and they've done me pretty good so far. Okay, so that's basically it. I keep everything on a Black Diamond Momentum harness that has literally just died, so I've got a new Petzl one. And I attach my rack with one of these Black Diamond bandoliers, which is an awful lot better than the old piece of string that I used to have it on. Now, I mentioned an amazing competition, and here it is. We want you guys to take a picture or short 1-minute video of your trad rack, put it on Instagram and hashtag it, #EpicTradRack. The winner will win the best prize I have ever given away on this show, an Arc'teryx Bora AR63 litre backpack, men or women's depending on who you are. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm an equipment designer for Arc'teryx, and these are the Bora AR packs, our new multi-day trekking packs through spring 17. The packs come in 2 different volumes for men and women, and they also come in 2 sizes, regular and tall. To find your size, have someone measure between your C7 and your iliac crest. Don't forget that your back length isn't determined by your height. Before you start adjusting your pack, best to fill it with some weight, about 10 kilograms or 22 pounds. Make sure the weight is distributed evenly throughout the bag, just like you'd have when you're hiking.
And if that's not enough, we've got some amazing runner-up prizes, some So Ill shoes, some 510 shoes, and some Kong equipment. So well worth getting your photos sent in to us. This competition will run for about a month, from the 7th of April to the 5th of May. So make sure you send me those photos. Hashtag them EpicTradRack. Now, before we go, last week's skin farming winner. And that was Mr. Aaron Hans Bouldering with this comment that's going to come up on the screen. Thank you very much, dude. This chalk here is going to be winging its way towards you very soon. Okay, guys, we are done for today. Make sure you comment below. Tell me what you think of my trad rack, if you think it's rubbish, good, what I can improve on, what I could get extra, and remember to enter our cool competition. You do not want to miss out on that backpack. See you guys soon.